Asterisk, the silence in the penthouse was almost too clean, too polished, as if the air itself had been curated. Floor-to-ceiling windows revealed a city trembling with lights, but inside the suite, everything felt suspended, like a held breath waiting to collapse. Asterisk, she stood at the doorway of the guest room, her silhouette lit softly by the golden lamps behind her. A woman whose presence naturally commanded attention, not because she demanded it, but because everything about her, the tailored silk blouse, the effortless poise, the quiet confidence of someone who built empires by refusing to break, radiated power. Asterisk, a slow, amused smile curved on her lips as she leaned one shoulder against the doorframe. Asterisk, one bed for the two of us, she murmured, her voice smooth as warmed honey. I suppose that's inconvenient. Asterisk, her assistant, Lucas Hart, nearly dropped the tablet he was holding. He took 2 steps back so quickly he bumped into the edge of the dresser, then raised his hands like someone being accused. Asterisk, W8. That's not, you booked this, not me. Asterisk, she lifted a brow. And yet you're the one panicking, as if I suggested something scandalous. Asterisk, Lucas swallowed hard. He wasn't the kind of man who embarrassed easily. Not with his military background, not with his composure under pressure, not with his reputation for being the one person who could handle her demanding schedule. But tonight was different. He wasn't the same man he had been a month ago, ma'am. I swear, I didn't know the suite renovation would leave only one working bedroom, he stammered. I thought there were, guest rooms, extra rooms, something. Asterisk, she stepped into the room, closing some of the distance. You're acting like I'm about to devour you. Asterisk, he exhaled shakily. I'm not exactly at my best right now. Asterisk, a shift in her expression, subtle, small, but real. Concern softened her features. Asterisk, you haven't been at your best for a while, she said quietly. Lucas looked away. For weeks he had been moving like a man carrying invisible weights. The kind of exhaustion that didn't come from lack of sleep, but from a life that had changed faster than he could breathe through. Asterisk, she walked past him, brushing the edge of the bed with one manicured hand. Asterisk, so tell me, she said gently. What's really going on with you? He laughed, a short, breathless, painful sound. You really want to know? Asterisk, if I didn't want to know, I wouldn't ask. Asterisk, he ran a hand through his hair. My life, it's just different now. Complicated. Asterisk. You've been running on fumes? Your focus is scattered. You jump every time your phone buzzes? Her eyes narrowed, but not unkindly. You've started turning down overtime. You turned down traveling with me twice this month. That alone is suspicious. He opened his mouth, then closed it. She waited. Asterisk, finally. He took a long breath, the kind a man takes when he's been holding something in, until it starts to hurt. Asterisk, you have no idea, he said softly. How much your life changes when 2 lines on a test turn everything upside down. Her head snapped toward him. The amusement vanished from her face. Asterisk, he hadn't told her this. He hadn't told anyone. It had been gnawing at him silently, and reshaping his priorities and tearing at his routines. Asterisk, her voice was barely above a whisper. 2 lines? He nodded. I'm going to be a father. A beat of silence. Then another. Asterisk, the city buzzed outside the window. But inside the room, the world felt utterly still. Asterisk, her lips parted, not in shock, but in something he almost couldn't name. Vulnerability? Empathy. Something warm flickering beneath the cool exterior she wore like armor. Asterisk, Lucas, she said quietly. Why didn't you tell me? Asterisk, because I thought it wasn't your problem. Asterisk, she walked toward him, not with her usual confidence, but with something gentler. Asterisk, you're not just an employee to me. A pause. You haven't been for a long time. He inhaled sharply. Feelings. The kind he had buried months ago rose like smoke. Asterisk. I didn't want you to think I was unreliable, he said. Or distracted. Or asterisk human. She asked. He blinked. She was close now. A little too close? Her perfume wrapped around him, white flowers, cedar, something soft but commanding. Her voice dropped lower. Asterisk, being responsible for a new life isn't a weakness, Lucas. Asterisk, it feels like one. His voice cracked. Everything is shifting. Expenses, responsibilities, the pressure. I'm scared I'll fail. I'm scared I won't be enough. I'm scared I'll lose myself trying to keep up. Her chest tightened. She recognized that fear intimately. Asterisk, sit, she said softly. Asterisk, he obeyed, sinking onto the edge of the bed. She sat beside him, their shoulders almost touching. You've been carrying this alone, she said. I didn't want pity. Asterisk, this isn't pity. Asterisk, her hand hesitated before resting lightly on his arm, barely touching. But warm enough to ground him. Asterisk, you're going to be an incredible father. Asterisk, he let out a trembling breath. You don't know that. Asterisk, I do, she said simply. Because I've watched you for 3 years. You're patient, steady, loyal to a fault. A pause. And you give more of yourself than anyone ever asks. Asterisk. He rubbed his face. I don't feel steady. Not anymore. Asterisk. You don't have to be steady every second, she murmured. Not with me. Their eyes met. Something unspoken, something long denied, thrummed in the space between them. He looked away first. Ma'am, this is exactly why I didn't tell you. Asterisk, she frowned. Why? Asterisk, because when I look at you, everything gets complicated. Her breath caught. He continued, voice barely audible. I don't want you. I don't want feelings that make my life harder. I don't want to blur lines that should stay clear. Her pulse hammered in her throat, and yet, she whispered, Asterisk, and yet, he said, I've been fighting it since the day I took this job. In silence, thick, electric, dangerous. Asterisk, she shifted a little closer, not seducing, not teasing, just being near him. Asterisk, Lucas, she said, her voice softer than she had ever used with him. I want you in my life. Not because you work for me, but because, a breath, because I trust you, because I care. Asterisk, his heart twisted painfully. Don't say things like that. Asterisk, why? Asterisk, because I'll believe you. Asterisk, her eyes softened. You're supposed to. Asterisk, the air tightened. His hands clenched in his lap, knuckles white. Asterisk, this. All of this, he said hoarsely, is too much. I have a baby coming. I have to be responsible. I can't get tangled in emotions that asterisk that what? She whispered. That you've already felt for months. He froze. Her hand slid from his arm down to his wrist, her fingertips brushing the rapid beat of his pulse. Asterisk, you're not the only one who fights, she said. You're not the only one who feels. His breath trembled. I can't. He whispered, I can't be selfish. Asterisk, you being happy isn't selfish. Asterisk, wanting you might be. She swallowed. And what if I want you to? Asterisk, that broke something in him, something quiet. Something he'd buried so deep he thought it had died. Asterisk, he squeezed his eyes shut, trying to steady his breathing. This is dangerous, he muttered. Only if we lie to ourselves. Asterisk, he laughed shakily. You make everything sound so simple. Asterisk, it's not simple, she admitted. But it's real. She rose slowly from the bed, turning toward him. I'm not asking you to choose anything tonight, she said. Not between me and your future. Not between responsibility and desire. I'm only asking for honesty. Asterisk, he looked up at her. Eyes glassy with exhaustion and the weight of everything he'd been carrying. Asterisk, and for the first time in weeks, he let some of it go. Asterisk, I'm terrified, he whispered. I'm overwhelmed, and when you stand this close, I can't think straight. Her expression softened into something beautiful. Then don't think, she said quietly. Just breathe. Asterisk, he exhaled, long, shaky. Necessary. Asterisk, she touched his cheek, feather-light, then stepped back, giving him space. Asterisk, there's only one bed, she repeated softly, her voice warm but steady. "But I'm not asking you to share it." His brows lifted. "I'll take the couch. You'll take the bed. End of discussion." Asterisk, he blinked. But asterisk, no argument, Lucas. He stared at her, speechless. She smiled, a small, soft smile he'd never seen before. A smile meant only for him. "I care about you," she said simply. "That doesn't have to complicate tonight." She turned to leave the room, but at the doorway, she paused and looked back over her shoulder. Asterisk, and for what it's worth. "You're not alone in this. Not anymore." The door closed gently behind her. Lucas sat on the bed for a long time, staring at the space where she had stood, feeling something inside him shift, something terrified, something hopeful, something he wasn't ready to name. Asterisk outside. The city glowed. Inside, the quiet finally felt bearable, because for the first time in weeks, he didn't feel like he was carrying the world alone.